One thing that I was wondering about and see what everybody thinks, because you were canceled for being a white supremacist. That's not correct.
Yes, I didn't lose my job. I had tenure. So
Oh,
I didn't lose my job. I just lost my standing in my field. No one would talk to me.
I want to know, how did that affect you personally?
It, oh, that's a big question. The real answer is about an hour long and it starts when
Okay.
I'm five. All right, that's the real answer. I'll give you the short answer. I was very angry and I transmuted that anger into talks, op-eds, a book, two books, right? I took that energy and made the best of it, but it was the last straw for me, which implies that there are several other straws before that, which is why the real answer is long,
Okay.
and starts when I was five. Um, but it was the last straw, and that's when I decided something had to change. My career has two parts: before that realization and after it, right?
Mm,
And that's where I am.
yeah. It's rough, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's what, I was talking before here, and I really appreciate my best friend, Mark DeGarmo, is here with us today. Really appreciate it. And was on the phone with him. As most of you know, I was canceled a couple of years ago, and I spoke out for years that we need to change and change. And I was just ignored. And then I became a whistleblower. And I will tell you, it has absolutely destroyed me. I have lost clients like crazy. I want to really thank Teresa because I'm going to be with Teresa's group on Monday training, so she has stuck by me. But I will tell you from a financial standpoint, it is absolutely devastating. It will ruin people. Okay. And just to give you a statistic from the 2020 census, 10 times more white people commit suicide than blacks. And
White
like
men particularly. Yes.
Yeah, and there's only 5.5 to 6 times more white people than black people. So, we're 4 times more. And why is that? Well, first of all, just tell you what's happened to me is I have most friends have run out on me. Every HR chapter in the state has run out on me. I got canceled by Florida last week, and I had a total meltdown on Monday. I got this in the mail. I don't know if you can see it, but that's my Tolerance and Diversity for White Guys book that I got in the mail, and it was signed, and someone has torn it up into little pieces and mailed it to me. I just broke down and cried. That kind of stress, I'll tell you what happens. How many people have folks back at the ranch, give you a little poll here, that have behavioral problems? Angry or something like this. You get a lot of them, right? First thing I always do when I coach somebody is I have their blood work checked. Menopause, manopause, um, thyroid, all kinds of things will throw your behavior, diabetes will throw your behavior off. In my case, what's happened is it's attacked my pituitary gland and my TSH, which is your thyroid stimulating hormone, is down to 2.8 or 0.28. The minimum you really should be is 0.45, and I'm at 0.28. And my doctor said it's all the stress. So you see, this is what happens to people. And financially, well, that's honestly, financially, that's why I put together the video series, is to hopefully put this out so we have an alternative, but to hopefully save my practice. So I will tell you, this is what happens to people who are canceled. It kills them emotionally and kills them financially. And so that's why I'd ask, Kelly or somebody, if you get a chance to give me a call, I'd really appreciate it because I'm a perfect example of a victim of DEI. And yes, I spoke out, I named names, and it cost me my life. And so it's a very traumatic thing. So I want to put an end to that. That shouldn't happen to anybody just because of their skin color. I get called white boy, I get called all kinds of things. And it is amazing. Everything that Eric is saying is there's an action to it. And so I just wanted to throw that out there. So yeah, I mean, I will tell you, I would really love to have your support, to hear from you, or, check out the videos or something like this, because that's how we're going to fund Ohio Fair. And that's how we're going to do things here. So, but yeah, I asked my friend to sit in today because he was really worried about me and I'm worried about me. And there's thousands and thousands of people like that. So when Eric is talking about this, we're talking about real people, who get caught in these wheels. And honest to God, I never thought most people would run out on me, but they did. They're so afraid. So, Eric, there's a real life example for what you're talking about and the importance of what you are doing.
Thank you, but I want to draw some attention to the importance of what you are doing and did. You spoke up when a lot of people weren't. A lot of
Right.
people were staying silent,
Right.
and you had the courage to say something, the moral courage to say something, and that's commendable. Nowadays, people are acting like they were against DEI and CRT the whole time, when I
Yeah.
know for sure they were on the front lines of that stuff, you
Yeah.
know. And so there was an article in Inside Higher Ed last week, I think, or a few days ago, saying, maybe DEI isn't a good thing. Maybe
Yeah.
that's a. I was like, where was this in 2021? You know, I mean, suddenly all these articles are coming out arguing things that we've been arguing for years,
Yeah.
so which is a good thing,
Yeah.
but it doesn't recognize the people who spoke out in the thick of it, like you, and I
Oh, yeah.
appreciate that.
It's just kind of interesting because I spoke up because someone in a session said, well, all white males are guilty. And I said, well, we should address that. And I was just told, I'm sorry you're upset by that. And I'm hearing all this programming. As long as I was speaking up internally, I had one director of DEI for an entire state. I said, we should treat each other like human beings. Frederick Douglass, Martin Luther King. And he said, oh, no, no, we should not treat each other like human beings because that takes away from the disproportional impact against minorities. And I'm like, if you're concerned that if you're concerned about someone, um, who is the skin color of somebody who's poor or hungry or suffering, you're the racist. And so, but no, that has gotten me canceled, and so I've had to regroup. So, yeah, honestly, that's why I was so happy to get the video series done and to get that out there, because honestly, I'm hoping that that video series saves my practice and saves my life, and I'm hoping that it takes off. But I'm also hoping that we can say, here's an alternative. Here is something. And that's just something I'm doing, talking to a few other organizations. But, um, I'll tell you, if I've ever done anything to help you or to uh, assist you, I appreciate your support. And that includes just reaching out to me and saying, I hope you're all right, because um, I'm not. I'm not okay at all. And this is probably the worst situation I've ever been in my entire life. And I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. And this, it's not just me. There are, again, 10 times more white people just like me who suffer this way. Actually, for every successful suicide, there's like 20 attempts. And there's 35,000 successful suicides of white people every year. So this is dire. This is dire. Canceling someone is a physical assault. And I gave this example last time. Themistocles, I think it was his name. I'm a little fuzzy right now. Themistocles. He was the general at Athens that won the Battle of Marathon, the marathon thing. And he was a big hero. And then he got in trouble. And what the worst thing that the Greeks could do to you is to exile you, not to kill you. Because what's going to happen is you're going to be exiled from all of your support, all of your friends, and you're going to kill yourself. I get several calls across the year since I came out with my brain book. I get several calls from people where they've had suicides. And I said, well, okay, well, there's a mental illness. I said, well, first of all, the CDC just came out this year and they said, you know why people really commit suicide? Because less than half have a mental impairment. There's no hope. That's why people went to Dr. Jack Kevorkian. There's no hope. Um, so, and most of the times when I'm dealing with people with behavioral problems, they have chemical imbalances. Everybody goes right to it. Well, we're going to have a mental exam. No, do you know someone that you can give them hope? Okay. And somebody said, yeah, I understand. He said, I've actually got, suicide hotline on speed dial. I'm like, well, it's only 3 numbers anyway, but, you know, I don't know if people, now this see why I was looking forward to having you on. I don't think people realize how important it is what you're doing, Eric. And it doesn't matter that you're black and that I'm white. I honestly, I don't know what's going to happen to me. This is the worst I've ever been. My health is shot. My practice is just in pieces everywhere because I have friends that would just picture this. I've had friends that would come up and give me a hug after I do a session for 20 years. And the day before Thanksgiving, I called to say, hey, I just need to talk. And she wrote back to me a text saying, I will only talk to you about professional items. We're not friends. This is what happens. And so when I'm listening to everything that Eric is saying, and so eloquent, Eric and Kay, I just love to hear you. Oh, by the way, if you go to the Cato Institute, there's all kinds of podcasts there for Eric. It's well worth your time. It is something that you really should go listen to. It's very educational. I think you would. Thanks from Kelly. But honestly, it'd be nice to hear from people. It'd be nice if you got the videos. That would save my ass. But I just really appreciate my best friend being here today. But this is what we do to people. This is what we do to people. And this happened to me because I said we should all treat each other like human beings. And so what happens? Your health goes down the pot. And then you lose your temper and you do things that are stupid. So I hope this helps you, Eric, to know that you're out there fighting for people like me, whether you know them or not.
Scott, thanks for sharing that. I want to invite you on to the podcast, Competencies of Civil Discourse. People need to hear your story. And the show is burgeoning right now, but by the time we have you on in the fall, maybe it'll be a hit, and I want as many people as possible to hear, your story and that this is the story of many other people as well.
I'm trying to do that, and I'm thinking of a video or a book or something, but I'm here in a hotel room, and it's my pituitary gland. I'm seeing my doctor again, but it doesn't change overnight. I never even heard of TSH for your thyroid until mine went bad. They said it's like oil in your car. Oil in your car. If your car is low on oil, you're going to get tired. You're going to get tired. Engine's going to overheat too. So if you go push somebody too much, they'll explode because of the lack of thyroid. Okay. So the person doesn't need a mental exam. What they need is an endocrinologist. That's what they need. And I found a lot of folks like that. And I'm telling you my story because I can't be any more honest. And I am really, really struggling, both, financially and emotionally, to the point that it's cost me everything. It's cost me everything. There are thousands and thousands of people out there just like me right now. And so That's why groups like, I think, FAIR and Pro-Human and Cato, the work that they're doing just to bring dignity to all human beings is what's going to get you canceled. You get in trouble when you say that we should all treat each other equally. And I had the president of a large HR association tell me, when I explained to him what was happening to me, he said, well, I hope you can all get over this rift. I don't think it's a rift. And I was told by a director for the state that you're complaining and you're just throwing sticks and stones. Back to Eric's point, if I was black and someone said I was guilty or called me a boy, how much support? Let me give another reaction here. How many people think I would have lots of support? Yeah, I'd probably be on 60 Minutes and somebody would do that. But because I'm white, it doesn't matter. So this whole thing of this construct that Eric is talking about, that you're guilty before proven guilty, I'm it, pal. I'm it. And I'm trying. And I am not an emotional person at all. And I usually use humor to fix everything and make it acceptable. But sometimes the humor and the socks don't work anymore. And so I would like to hear from you. I would like your feedback on what you think of the videos. I really would like your feedback on what you think of them. Say, hey, this should be like this. This should be like this, because I'm trying what I'm doing. So, and unfortunately, yes, I'll see you, Teresa. I'll be in better condition when I see you on Tuesday or Monday to talk to your people. But you see why I was looking forward to this for so long. You are really doing important work. I don't know if it was in time for me, but it might be in time for my sons. So, I got to get a video together or something that explains this whole torrid story. But it's and there's a lot more going on that's just worse. My car's been vandalized, death threats. People get really nasty. And I'll tell you, I'll finish up here. I don't want to hold anybody over, but Martin Luther King said, we will not win this battle by becoming our enemy. And he means you don't do the same things the Nazis do. You don't do the same things that the Klan does. And that's what's been happening to me from people that I thought were my friends. And again, you all know somebody. You all know somebody who is going through this, but they won't tell you. Well, I've got nothing to lose at this point. There's not much else you can do to me. So, Eric, I just love your message. I'm going to get your book. What's the name of your book again?
I have a few. There's a critique of anti-racism in rhetoric and composition, which is specific to my field. And
Yeah.
then there's a book called The Lure of Disempowerment, which is about, having a more empowered anti-racist pedagogy, that doesn't end up doing things like what happened to you.
Yeah. No, great. Are they on audio?
No, they're not.
Okay. I got to talk to you because I am part of my attempt to save my life is I think the Tolerance and Diversity for White Guys book is coming into its own. And so I'm going to have it put on audiobook. And so I have somebody doing that for me right now. And I like to listen to books. And if I really like them, I will buy the book and then I'll destroy it, marking it up.
Yeah.
But no, so we can go to your website and we can see your books and your works.
You can go to the Cato website and
Cato.
see my op-eds and articles and talks and things like that. I guess you can go to Amazon for my books. I don't know.
Oh yeah, do an Eric
Yeah.
Smith search at Amazon. Yeah,
Yes.
same with me. And if you're interested in looking at any of my stuff or something like this, like Teresa did for the training or the videos or anything, they're all on my website. And I really do like to hear from people because it makes me feel better. It gives you hope. And again, If people had hope, they wouldn't go to Dr. Kevorkian. And I think, Eric, that's what you're doing. You're giving people hope that maybe this DEI stuff is not going to win, but I don't want the radicals to destroy it because I want everybody to be treated like a human being.